This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated here on this Friday afternoon, the Friday of the Kentucky Oaks, which is held in the USA tonight. Unfortunately, Classic Watch 26, a possible Bella Ballerina is a non-runner for that Classic, so it'll be the rare occasion where Classic Watch does not have a runner in a Classic tonight. But this video on the YouTube channel is going to take a look at a Classic Watch 26 possible that is based and running in the United Kingdom. But before we get on to the Classic Watch stuff, I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel in these videos. Newman Racing it's called, over on Patreon. Why not head over there and see if it's for you, especially if you're a fan of National Hunt Racing, because that is where most of the majority, the vast majority I will say, of the National Hunt Racing is stored now over there on the Patreon. It's also the place where all the yearly reviews take place at the end of the relative seasons to enable me to make way for new horses by eliminating some more of the more exposed horses on the list, just to make sure, just to keep the numbers down really. So their videos are always on Patreon as well. There's the odd resource on there as well, that's been put on there over the years as well. And there's an opportunity to support me as well. Plenty of paid content, plenty of free content as well. So head over to Patreon, Newman Racing, and see if it's for you. Right, on to the Classic Watch stuff now. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's Classic Watch. Up to this point, still only the 4 theatres, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia and Japan. I'm sure that will change over the next couple of days. It just won't change tonight. I imagine there's going to be some UK horses, some Irish horses and some American horses on there over the next few days. And the Roll of Honour will also be, I imagine, changing quite significantly over the next 10 or 14 days. But that's the place people can find the horses all through the rest of the year. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net. And we could at some point be seeing this horse on there. Touleen is the name of the horse, a 3-year-old filly trained by Owen Burrows and owned by Shadwell Estate Company Limited. Touleen is sired by Lope de Vega out of a dam called Taliyeb, who herself is sired by Dancily, and the horse is bred by Shadwell Estate Company Limited. People can see that the entries of the horse are quite interesting. The horse is entered in the Betfred UK 1,000 guineas. Other bookmakers are available on Sunday, the 3rd of May 2026, and the horse is also entered in the Coronation Stakes at Royal Ascot on the 19th of June. There's not really any look at any derbies on there, is there? And there isn't. There doesn't look to be an Irish 1,000 guineas entry. So this horse is due to run on Sunday, where she will be ridden by Saffie Osborne if she lines up over the mile at Newmarket. Let's take a look at the form of the horse, Touleen. It was all looking so good. She managed to win her first 2 starts of her career. But since then, when she has been stepped up to Pack Company, she's been found wanting somewhat, finishing 5th and 2nd. But the horse has won 2 of her 4 starts and finished 2nd on another 1 occasion, 3 out of 4 starts in the first 2, for career earnings so far of $34,455 UK dollars in her career. People will see that she only ran to a mark of 74 when she defeated Secret History by 2¼ lengths to win on debut at Newbury over 7 furlongs on the 5th of August 2025. And she then went into a novice stakes to defy a penalty on the 9th of September 2025 at Leicester, where she managed to defeat Xanthos by 3/4 of a length, improving her racing post rating to a mark of 92. She then lined up in the Group 2 Rockfell Stakes, I think that is. Yeah, so she lined up in the Rockfell Stakes on the 26th of September 2025, a warm order, an 11-10 favourite on the day to win the race, but she could only finish 5th out of 10, and it was a horse that she'd lost to at Leicester, Xanthos, that reversed the form by an emphatic 5.5 length margin. In fact, Touleen never even improved on her novice stakes form that day, running to a mark of 91. Connections then decided to bring her back in her 3-year-old campaign back at Newbury, where she won first time out on the 18th of April 2026 in the Group 3 Fred Darling Stakes. The race is the Fred Darling Stakes, I think it was, yep. Where the horse ran a little bit better, but again, I thought she flattered to deceive, really. She only managed to finish second out of 14, beaten 3/4 of a length by the Jack Channon trained Sukanya. But that was her first piece of pattern race form, and she increased her Racing Post rating best figure to a figure of 100. But yeah, this horse was looking so good when she'd won her first 2 starts, and she has took 2 definite sideways, if not backward steps in her first 2 runs at Pattern Company. But she was placed in the most recent trial, and the Rockfell is always a very tricky race to win. She's actually been ridden by 3 jockeys in 4 of her races. Jim Crowley's ridden her once, William Buick's ridden her twice, and Safi Osborne, who's due to ride her again, should she line up on Sunday, is the jockey, who was the jockey last time out. People take a look at the horse on the Pedigree Online, the Thoroughbred database. They will see that they're pretty much up to date with this one. 4 starts, 2 wins and a second, 34,455 UK pounds, and the second in the Group 3 Fred Darling Stakes has also been put on the site. Interesting horse, Touleen, I do think. The pedigree of the horse we're interested in on this video, the dam line is 2F of Touleen, a well-established dam line in my videos now. What we're going to do is, in this horse is not a lot really regarding the pedigree because we've already got a video. We're going to get to the 3rd dam on this horse, which is a filly called Sarrier. Then we're going to pick up any decent horses that we can find along the way. We're going to take another look at a few more horses that have won Group 1 races on this line this century. And then we're going to watch Touleen win twice. We're going to watch her win her first 2 races, the 2 novice stakes races at Newbury and at Leicester. So without further ado, let's get cracking, shall we? Touleen is the dam of the horse, a mare born in 2014, sired by Dan Silly out of a dam called Ramouche, who was born in 2007 and sired by Rahi. Touleen raced 5 times in her career, managed to win 2 times, 2 out of 5 starts, victories, for career earnings of £134,434 UK pounds in her career. Not a bad horse, Touleen. She was actually 4th in the UK 1,000 guineas of 2017, and she also managed to win the Group 3 York Stakes the same year. So a classic 4th Group 3 winning first dam of our horse Touleen, another one trained by Owen Burrows and bred by Shadwell Estate Company Limited. I did find a couple of horses between the 2nd and the 3rd dam for us to look at. Muntazar, a gelding born in 2013, sired by Jubawi out of Ramouche. So this is a half-brother to our horse, it's fair to say. Half-brother to the dam, of our horse. Muntazar raced 21 times in his career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. 10 of 21 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £647,459 Great British pounds raced in the Britain and the UAE. Good horse, Muntazar, good gelding. In the end, he was 3rd in the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes of 2015, and at 5 in 2018, the horse won the listed His Highness the President's Cup in the UAE and was 2nd in the Group 2 Godolphin Mile. At 6, the horse managed to win the Group 3 Firebreak Stakes at Meydan, and he also won the Group 3 Burj Nahar, also at Meydan. He was placed in another 2 Group 2 races, the Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1 in the UAE and the Godolphin Mile again in the UAE. So this horse has been placed in 4 Group 1 races and is a triple Group 3 and listed winner. The horse raced in the UK and the UAE, bred by Shadwell Estate Company and owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum. Wadil Safa, horse I actually followed myself going round back in the day. Horse born in the year 2015, sired by Frankel out of Ramouche. Up to this point, they followed him. Waddell Safford raced 10 times in his career, 3 wins and 2 seconds. 5 out of 10 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £62,069 UK pounds in his career. Waddell Safford managed to win the listed Fortune Stakes of 2018 at Sandown, and at 4, the horse was also placed in the listed Gampton Stakes as well. Another one trained by Owen Burrows, bred by Shadwell Estate Company and owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum. Ajuba is a mare born in 2016, sired by Jubawi, out of a dam called Ramouche. Ajuba raced 6 times in her career, 2 wins and 2 thirds, 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £26,127 UK pounds in her career. Ajuba was managed to place 3rd in the 2019 Gillies Phyllis Stakes, a race held on the all-weather at Lingfield. Another one trained by Owen Burrows and bred by Shadwell and owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum. So yeah, 3 interesting pattern race horses between the first and the second dam. Second dam of the horse is Ramouche, a mare born in 2007, sired by Rahi, out of a dam called Sarrier, a 1994 foaled mare who was sired by Mr. Prospector. Ramouche raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and 2 thirds, 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £97,742 UK pounds. The horse raced in Great Britain and France. Ramouche managed to win the listed Fielden Stakes of 2010, a race held at Newmarket. She was also 2nd in the Group 2 Park Hill Stakes and 3rd in a classic, 3rd in the UK Oaks of 2010, as well as finishing 3rd in the Group 3 Prix de Psyche, a race held at Deauville. So this is a Group 1 Classic, Group 2 and Group 3 place listed winner. The horse was trained by Marcus Tregonin in his career, bred by Shadwell Farm LLC, and owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum. And as we've seen through the horses that we've looked at, Ramouche is a multiple black type producer. So yeah, we've got a couple of interesting first dams, Talieb and Ramouche. They've both won pattern races, the first 2 dams of our horse. We'll touch on the 3rd dam quickly, Sarrier. Sarrier was a mare born in 1994, sired by Mr. Prospector, out of a dam called Height of Fashion, who was foaled in 1979 and sired by Bustino. Sarrier raced 8 times in her career, 3 wins, a second and a third, 5 out of 8 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £28,554 UK pounds, raced in Great Britain. Again, Sarrier is a pattern winner. She managed to win the Oh So Sharp Stakes, a listed race those days, in 1996, a race held at Newmarket. Another one bred by Shadwell Farm LLC and owned by Shadwell. She is a multiple black type producer, but I do know that her horses are discussed in a later video. So what I can do is I can link the video to this horse here into this video, and that will allow us to move on a little bit. The horse in question is Alyanabi, who was a Classic Watch 2024 hopeful. Alyanabi is now a gelding, born in 2021, sired by Too Darn Hot, out of a dam called Alya Mama, who was born in 2015 and sired by Kitten's Joy. People will see that Sarrier is the second dam of Alyanabi as well. Alyanabi, up to this point, raced 9 times in his career, 3 wins and a second. 4 out of 9 of his first 9 starts were in the first 2, for career earnings of £213,641 UK pounds in Great Britain. I think this horse has tailed off a bit somewhat after those 9 runs, but his first 9 runs were very promising. The horse chased home City of Troy in the Group 1 Dewhurst Stakes of 2023, and the horse also won the Group 3 Somerville Tattersall Stakes as a 2-year-old the same year. The horse then managed to win the Spring Trophy, a listed race at Haydock, age 3, in 2024. He was another one trained by Owen Burrows, and yeah, very good 2-year-old, but his form did tail off somewhat spectacularly, owned and bred by Shadwell Estate Company Limited. there is actually a fairly in-depth 38-minute video on Al Yanabi already on my YouTube channel. So instead of banging on about the pedigree of Height of Fashion, one of my favourite damn lines, for too long, all I need to do in this video is link the card to Al Yanabi in it, and I will do that now. And that will enable us to move forward a little bit in the video. I think we don't really need to discuss the pedigree anymore. We'll take a little look at the damn line on the historical pedigree line. The bloodlines.net is the name of the site. Unfortunately, people are still having to go through the Wayback Machine at this stage currently, as the site is still suffering from something called an Argo tunnel error, whatever one of those is. But if people look onto F, they can see the historic power that this damn line has. That is actually our damn line there, believe it or not. Hypericum, the British 1,000 guineas winner of 1946, is actually a direct descendant of our horse. Hypericum is the fourth dam of Sarrier, behind Highclere and Highlight. So this is a line with immense historical soundness. You will see our section there. There is Sarrier. Further down here, and there is one of her foals, the British 1,000 guineas winner of 2009, Gennati. There's also the family of Nashwan, dual classic winner, Unfor Deep Impact Japanese Triple Crown winner of 2005, Highclere, the dual British classic dam of 1974, sired by Queen's Hussar, is also a direct dam of this horse. Highclere would be the second dam of Sarrier and the dam of Height of Fashion. So yeah, the horse is based in historical soundness. In my opinion, there's also the Hong Kong Derby winner there of 2002, Elegant Fashion on the line as well. Some very interesting horses, without any shadow of a doubt. I can show you three now that have won classics very recently. Regulera, a mare born in 2021, sired by Suave Richard out of Roca. A mare born in 2012 and sired by Harbinger. Regulera has raced 12 times in her career, 5 wins and 1/3, 6 out of 12 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 910,637,000 Japanese yen. Regulera at 2, she was a Group 1 winner, winning the Hopeful Stakes of 2023. Unfortunately, she fell short as a Classic Watch 2024 possible, but she did come out and win at the end of the season the Group 1 Arima Kinen, the Grand Prix of 2024. And at 4, she took out the Group 2 Sankei Show All-Comers race and another Group 1, the Queen Elizabeth II Cup. Triple Group 1 and Group 2 winner. She's the first Grade 1 winner for the sire. Currently down as pasturing, the horse bred by Northern Farm and owned by Sunday Racing Company Limited. Stellenbosch is a mare born in 2021, sired by Epiphania out of a dam called Blue Crans, who was foaled in 2014 and sired by Rulership. Stellenbosch has 11 starts in her career, 3 wins, 3 seconds and 2/3. 8 out of 11 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 311,768,000 and 2,760,000 Hong Kong dollars in her career. She was a classic winner. Stellenbosch managed to win the Japanese 1,000 guineas for my own website in 2024, and she was second in the Japanese Oaks the same year, and third in the Shuka Show, as well as finishing third in the Hong Kong Vase the same year. Her form somewhat tailed off, it's fair to say, recently. She's not really the same filly as she was at 3 when she won a classic. But yeah, Kotsumi Yoshida owned Northern Farm bred classic winner. People see that Stellenbosch is Bergclair and Highclere are the 4th and 5th dam of this horse, and I forgot to show you the other one, didn't I? Which is very remiss of me. So we'll have a look at that one again quickly, just so we can see how this one fits in, and you'll see that Bergclair and Highclere, are the 4th and 5th dam of this horse as well. The next one we're going to take a look at is Urban Chic, a horse born in 2021, sired by Suave Richard, out of a dam called Edgy Style, who was born in 2013 and sired by Harbinger. Again, the same fourth and the fifth dam, Bergclair and Highclere, another classic winner on my own little website in 2024. Urban Chic's raced 13 times in his career, 4 wins, a second and a third, for career earnings of 367,612,000 Japanese yen. Urban Chic was the winner of the Japanese St. Leger of 2024, the Kikuko show. The horse also won the Group 2 Saint Like Kinen, a race held at Nakayama. At 4, the horse was third in the Group 2 Nikkei show, a race held at Nakayama. He was also second in the Group 3 Kensei High at 3. Owned by Silk Racing Company Limited and bred by Northern Farm. Again, the form of this Reo Take trained horse has never really reached the levels it reached at 3, where the horse took out the Japanese Classic for Classic Watch. But yeah, very good horse, Urban Chic, and it just goes to show the power of this line that we're on. You know, Bergclair and Highclere, very closely related to Deep Impacts, for instance. You know, there's the Nashwan and Gennati section. So I think we're pretty much done talking about the pedigree of this horse now. We can speed things up a bit, and we can focus on watching Touleen win a couple of races. We're going to go right back to the beginning of her career, and the 5th of August 2025, and a race over 7 furlongs at Newbury, a Class 4 2-year-old race on good to firm ground, where Touleen lined up as the 2-1 favourite, ridden on the day by Shadwell's retained jockey, Jim Crowley. And let's take a look at the race, shall we, and see what we think.
7 furlongs and they're off and racing. Slow Away was Too Hot to Tango, and Evie Ross, having played up in the stalls, was also slow into stride. So through the early stages, amongst those at Sharpwell, Albertini Star in the old gold colours with Lahan Kingman to the right-hand side, Touleen in the blue and white, and on the left-hand side, Trio, who was quite keen on the way down to the start, has moved forward in the silver and maroon colours to come and play a hand early on. They're being followed through by Iconic Dawn, who sits on the inside of Regatta, then Heated Moment and Lahan Kingman. And at the moment, the back markers are Evie Ross with Secret History and Too Hot to Tango. So it's Trio who begins to stride on with a degree of purpose, giving a lead to Touleen with Albertini Star in third. Pushed along in fourth is Lahan Kingman, just ahead of Regatta. Then on the left-hand side is Iconic Dawn. Midfield for Heated Moment, still towards the back, is Secret History, but still travels okay with Too Hot to Tango as they make their way down towards the halfway stage. Racing inside the final 3 now, Trio attended by Touleen, then towards the right-hand side Albertini Star, Lahan Kingman, then comes Regatta. Trying to improve on the right-hand side is Secret History, but it's Trio and Touleen who head down towards the final furlong and a half, and Touleen it is who strikes on. Secret History is making ground towards the outside of the field, but Touleen got first run and at the moment is not stopping. Touleen extending away nicely, will make a winning debut, stretching out well. Touleen beats Secret History, Promise in second, Lahan Kingman, Too Hot to Tango, just ahead of Heated Moment.
I would best describe that run as a typical height of fashion debut, I would say. Watched so many horses on this line over the years, and that horse just travelled beautifully into the race, didn't it? The horse seemed to know its job. The horse looked very straightforward for a horse on debut there. Very good ride from Jim Crowley on the day. Gave the horse plenty of time to settle. And then when the horse entered the closing stages of the race, Jim Crowley asked the horse, and the response was fairly immediate, wasn't it? You know, the horse went away to lean and put the race to bed, I think, in a matter of strides. And that I thought was a good performance. You know, visually, a very good performance on the debut from Touleen. How that race was only rated 74. She must have beaten a bunch of very poor horses that day. Yeah, but she did all she could do was win. It was the same situation, really, around a month later, where she turned up on the 9th of September 2025 at Leicester to contest a similar race over a similar grade a Class 4 novice stakes, but this time on good ground with a penalty. Jim Crowley sadly got injured towards the second half of last season. So William Buick, the Godolphin retained jockey, who Godolphin, of course, ran by Shadwell's brother. William Buick took the ride this day at Leicester. So the horse was looking to maintain her unbeaten record on the day. So let's take a look at the race now, and then we can see what we think.
And she's in. All in. And they're off and racing for the Gascare Services EBF Fillies Novice Stakes over the straight 7 furlongs. Getting away well was Gloriola. Also Blue Samuna is up there for Alexandra Egan. With right in behind is Touleen in the blue and white colours, trying to get a bit of cover, along with Lady Ruisia, who's towards this near side. Also keen enough is Xanthos, red with the red and white striped sleeves. Oisin Murphy's only ride here at Leicester today, followed by Mooney in the pink and green. Then Inclusive, the red with the white sash, blue cap, running around for Billy Lochnan, and the gold and white is Academia. They're fairly well grouped down the centre of the course as they head through the first 3 furlongs. So just about Gloriola with Blue Samuna for company. Now Touleen, the Newbury winner, getting closer under William Buick. Right down this near side as well as Lady Ruisia, who's in the yellow and black colours. Far side Xanthos, about a length off the pace at the moment. In behind is Inclusive. Then comes Amuni, who's being ridden along towards the back of the field, and Academia is in behind runners. Now inside the final 2 furlongs, shaken up Xanthos on the far side, and Touleen in the blue is in front from Xanthos, who's now under pressure, and Touleen has picked up by a couple of lengths. So work to do for Xanthos. Well inside the final furlong, they're clear of Lady Ruisia back in 3rd place, but coming clear is Touleen, quickening up very smartly for William Buick and Owen Burrows. Impressive. Touleen wins. Xanthos was 2nd. Lady Ruisia was back in 3rd place, tight for 4th, Amuni and Blue Samuna.
Again, rather like the last race we just watched, this horse has looked very impressive in both of her novice stake starts, hasn't she? This time ridden by William Buick. That was a scintillating performance, wasn't it? I thought. She was, again, like the typical height of fashion. She travelled so well into the race, didn't she? And when push come to shove in the closing stages, I thought again, the response was immediate from the horse, wasn't it? And I thought the horse there, Touleen, put that race to bed very well indeed. She couldn't have looked any better winning a couple of Class 4 novice stakes, could she? In the UK, really. And it was no surprise to me that she went off such a warm order to contest the Group 2 Rockfell Stakes on the 26th of September. An 11-10 favourite, Will Buick on board again. After beating Xanthos by that day, 3 1/4 lengths, she then went down by 5 1/4 lengths to the same filly that had to go down as an underwhelming performance. As well, the run in the Fred Darling, the Group 3 on the 18th of April, I thought, was slightly underwhelming for a horse so short in the market, 5-4 favourite. To only finish 2nd, well, it is what it is, isn't it? But she did run a career best that day, a Racing Post rating of 100. So it is quite hard to be too harsh on a horse when they have just run a career best. This horse is a Group 3 placed horse. But currently the horse has only won 2 Class 4 novice races. She could not have won them any more impressively. But the point remains that this horse has not won a pattern race. Gennati, I think she won the Guineas without winning a pattern race. I think she won the Guineas on her 3rd start, Gennati. So it can be done on this line. But yeah, I do like Touleen. I do like the pedigree height of fashion. It's been one of my staple pedigrees over the decades. And obviously, by being associated with that superb dam line, this horse Touleen definitely deserves her own Classic Watch 26 Possibles video. And if she was to line up this Sunday in the 3:35 at Newmarket, the UK 1,000 guineas, I should imagine there is a fair chance that you will see her on classicwatch26.great/site.net. Well, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who sat here and watched it with me while I made it. I hope you all enjoyed it. What else can I offer you? I can offer you a chance to look at the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist on this video as well. Every single horse in the Classic Watch 26 Possibles, whether it runs in a classic or not, is available to be viewed on the YouTube channel now, even before they head onto Classic Watch 26. You know, the horses can be seen on the YouTube channel. There is even possible to enable the notifications to enable them not to miss a video that I make. And you can do that by subscribing as well. I will offer you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well after the video. Do a little bit of work with your notifications and you will never miss another video I upload onto YouTube again. It gives you a notification every time you log in. There is a little bit of work that needs doing, but it is very much worth it. So I've been told they never miss a video now, the people that ask me about it. Also, that I will end this video here now, I think. You know, it's been a long week, plenty of racing to come. UK 1000 and 2000 guineas over the weekend. It's the Kentucky Oaks tonight and the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. Plenty of action upcoming. There's some guineas in South Africa where there is 2 Classic Watch runners, but unfortunately they are only Group 2 races, so they don't count. We run a tough school here, and it's Group 1s all the way. So without further ado, I'm going to end this video here now. Enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. Have a fantastic upcoming weekend, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. I will leave this video here now, and I hope to be back at some point soon to take a look at some more Classic Watch 26 possibles on the YouTube channel, or even, you never know, get out the older Patreon video out on Newman Racing. Head over to Newman Racing on Patreon as well to make sure that's not for you either. You never know, you might be missing out. But for now, I will bid you a fond farewell. Take care, everybody, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.